Now we have U-23 men's national team defender, Miles Robinson. If you guys would like to raise your hand to get in the queue to ask a question, we'll start going through. Miles, thanks for taking the time for this. How's the start of camp going so far?
Oh yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, it's been good. It's been good to get out there and compete with the guys that I haven't seen in a while. So it's been good so far.
Awesome. Now we'll start with questions. First, we'll go to Doug Robertson from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Doug, you should be able to unmute your microphone.
All right. Hey, Miles, I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Last time you were in a national team camp, it got a little bit of bad luck. So how good is it to be out there competing again now? And have you had any conversations with Gabriel Heinze or anyone on his staff since his hiring?
Yeah, no, it's definitely good to be back. Haven't been back in a while. Just to see, some faces that I haven't seen in a while, and just to, compete with the guys is always good. But no, I haven't had any contact with any of Heinze or the staff or anything like that. But definitely looking forward to it. So.
Cool. Thank you, Doug. Next up, we'll have Michela Giannone from Telemundo. Or excuse me, from Univision. Sorry, Michela. Let me unmute you and you should be good.
Thanks, Chris. It's okay. No worries. Thanks, Miles. How are you? You played in two different systems, especially with DeBoer, 4 in the back, 3 in the back. But one of your traits is that he asks a lot to press the people in the back. That's something that Greg likes to do. Can you go through what DeBoer or Tata ask you, and now what Greg asks you in the national team? Is it something similar of what you do in Atlanta, or because you've played 3 and Greg plays always with 4 in the back? Can you go through those type of differences, informations? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously playing with 3 and 4 in the back is different. But also at the end of last season, we started to play more 3 or 4 in the back with our interim head coach. But yeah, it's just about a matter of, understanding what Greg wants from center backs like me. He wants us, nice and narrow when we have the ball, and to, look at the 6 and see if we can connect passes with the 6 and then open up from there. But yeah, it's been good so far. And it's something, that, will help in my development as a player to play in different styles like that. So it's been good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michela. Next up, we'll have Sydney Hunt from SB Nation Atlanta. Sydney, your microphone should be unmuted. You should be able to unmute.
Awesome. That's Chris. Hey, Miles, how's it going? Happy New Year.
Thanks.
No problem. Hey, I want to kind of ask you a twofold question. Obviously, Jordan's down there with you, so very familiar with him, obviously. Have the two of you been kind of getting on in camp together? And then with you being kind of the older guys in camp, one of the handful of 1997s there right now, do you kind of see yourself as more of a mentor to like the 2000s, 2001s and younger, especially with you having had a couple of national team caps already?
No, yeah, it's been good, playing with all these guys. But yeah, I feel like, I'm one of the older guys in the U-23 camp at least. And it's just a matter of me, being friendly to the guys, welcoming them into the environment. Guys like Bello, he's on my team in Atlanta United, but he's been playing great, and, just be comforting to all those types of players in this environment that they might be new to.
Thank you, Sydney. Next up, we'll have Charles Bowen from MLSsoccer.com. Just a reminder, if you'd like to ask a question, go to that bottom bar and raise your hand. Charles, you should be able to unmute now.
Thanks, and thanks for talking to us today, Miles. There's been kind of a tough history for U.S. teams in Olympic qualifying over the last decade plus. I was just wondering if you knew about that history, if that's something that's come up with Jason and the coaching staff, and if that's sort of maybe part of the mentality or the motivation or the preparation you guys are doing, trying to get back on a positive note in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us know the history of the, United States in terms of qualifying for the Olympics, but that hasn't been our focus at all. I think the focus has been on us as a group, getting better day by day. And that's the main goal for this whole cycle. It's always been, to qualify for the Olympics. And I think if we continue to have great sessions like we have already, that can definitely be something that happens in the future.
And just a quick follow-up, you guys are going to be, looks like you're going to be playing in Mexico as scheduled. I think you've gotten a little bit of exposure to that, the challenges of that environment, the altitude, and possibly other challenges. What's your outlook on that? And is that something that's exciting for you, or is it maybe daunting?
Yeah, I think there's always going to be challenges, whether it's, the weather, the pitch, or anything like that. But again, it's just a matter of focusing in on our team and ourselves individually and just getting better every day and understanding that those challenges will come, but we'll be ready once they come, and we'll be ready to, tackle them head on.
Awesome. Thank you, Charles. Next up, we'll do Alonzo Contreras from Area Sports Network. Alonzo, you should be able to unmute your microphone now.
Thank you. Hi, I would like to ask you if there's any, not only a role model, but any specific that a coach wants you to watch in the main national team, if you get called up to the next level, it be an easier transition.
Yeah, no, it's just about noticing what players in my position are doing constantly. When they're in the game, small movements, small touches on the ball, communicating to players, positioning, the specific positioning that Greg and his staff wants. But, it's coming to me, and it's always a learning experience being in a group like this.
Thank you, Alonzo. And next up, we'll take our final question from Brian Scaretta of American Soccer Now. Brian, you should be able to unmute your microphone.
Thank you very much, Miles. Appreciate this. And thank you, Chris. How important, they've been making a lot of big deal about the US U-23 team now. How important is this tournament for you guys, in the grand scheme of things, whether it be, of course, just winning a medal is a huge deal, but do you see it as a way to bridge the gap between, being on the fringe of the national team to maybe, getting fully ingrained with that team? And then you've also heard many other players from your generation talk about using this tournament as a way to make a statement because there's so many good U-23 players. Do you feel that way as well, that this is a chance for your generation to, pretty much make a big first statement internationally as to where we are?
Yeah, I mean, in any tournament, the goal is to, win a medal and things like this. But yeah, I think I think all of us in the U-23 camp and in the whole cycle in general, I think they have that type of confidence in themselves and also in the group that we can do something special. But at the end of the day, it's about competing every day with great players and, earning a right to be on the team and earning a right to represent our country.
Great. Thank you to all of our participants today. Thank you, Miles, for taking the time this afternoon. Some great stuff there. And yeah, we'll see you next week for some further Zoom media availabilities. Until then, we'll see you later.
Thanks.